You know how much it sucks to want to put something somewhere, but not being able to put something somewhere? Yeah, my phone is that thing right now. So some excitement before the disappointing stories. I ordered this stuff about a week ago and it came today. I got my sweatshirt that says, "Watch this female bust your nuts," with 2 wrenches crossing, obviously. And then the other thing I ordered is this t-shirt that says, if I can hold it up, "Some girls play with dolls, real girls play with cars." And then it's got the crossing wrenches again. So yeah, that stuff came today. Obviously I wanted to put this on. I'm so happy about this. This was actually the original thing that I bought. The t-shirt was just an extra thing that I came across later. Anyways, getting into today's video, this is my response to the Woman and Machine challenge question number 2. Their question was, what obstacles have you faced as a female in the automotive industry? Honestly, as things go with most females, men are a huge obstacle for us. So one of my biggest obstacles is like men thinking that I'm incapable of doing things. Like I had someone call me a couple months ago. I think it was like my dad. Yeah, it was my dad. He had just gotten out of church. He called me because he had a flat tire and he's not capable of lifting a car on a jack by himself. Like, I hate to put it this way, he's not strong enough to do that anymore. So he called me. So I came and I was changing this tire and all of a sudden this random guy comes over and just like takes over. Like, no, I am perfectly capable of changing a tire by myself. Like, he literally walked over, he's like, "Let me see for a second." Okay, yeah, a second. He literally tried to take over the entire process, and I already had the previous wheel off and was putting the donut wheel on. Like, obviously, I am perfectly capable of changing a tire, dude. Like, I don't need you to come rescue me like I don't know what I'm doing. You literally just watched me do like 75% of this process. Do you really think that if I can get an old tire off, I'm incapable of putting the new tire on? Like, are you serious? So that just kind of irked me. More recently with that same obstacle, I went to AutoZone last week. Or not AutoZone. I went to Advanced Auto last week with the 240. And I was buying something simple like goof off to get like glue off the car so I could put the new emblems on. And this dude walks out and he's like, "Who's been doing all the work on that?" And I looked at him, I was like, "Well, I've been working on it. Like, who else is gonna do it? It's my drift car." And the look he gave me was just like, "Yeah, okay, sure you were." Like, why do guys not think that us women are capable of doing things? There's no reason that we can't do it ourselves. Like, I don't know why they think we're also helpless. But yeah, the look he just gave me when he's like, "Well, who's been doing the work on the car?" And I'm like, "Well, I have been." And just the look that he gave me, like, I wanted to hit him. Not gonna lie, I kind of wanted to hit him. Like, you know, just because I'm a girl doesn't mean I can't do this shit too. So I'm just gonna leave it at that because I went home like fuming. I was so mad. But so men thinking we're incapable or thinking I'm incapable has been like a huge obstacle. Other than my dad, like my dad's been super supportive of like, you know, my love for cars and stuff like that. Other parts of my family, not quite so much. You know, some of them are still the ones that looked at me like, you know, "Well, you're a girl, why do you want to do this?" And that whole situation takes me into like my other obstacle at like, you know, car meets and things like that, trying to make friends. I went to a car meet, oh goodness, this was like a year ago at this point. I want to say it was like probably April of last year. And the guy I was kind of like seeing at the time, sort of, but I took him to a car meet with me and I took my Ford because I didn't have the 240 at the time. He actually looked at me at this meet and said, "Your car is not worthy of being here." Whereas that's not so much of an obstacle as being in the, like, a female in the automotive industry. It was just something that kind of, like, pissed me off because, you know, my car is my car. I'm an enthusiast. Yeah, great. My car is not as pretty as everybody else's. I can't afford beautiful cars like everybody else yet. Like, I'm still saving up for that kind of shit. But it really pissed me off that he was like, well, your car is not worthy of being at this car meet. You know, I'm surrounded by Evos, and there was a Supra and Challengers and things like that, and I'm like, you know, just because my car doesn't look as nice, car meets are for enthusiasts. Female, male, black, white, gay, straight, anything, you know? Car meets are supposed to be that spot where everybody can connect. And honestly, car meets don't actually seem as great as, or aren't actually as great as they seem. You know, you have those people that look at you and say, well, why are you here? Your car is crap. And then you have the guys that just kind of, like, stare at you like, oh, it's a girl at a car meet. Like, what do we do? Like, why is she here? And I've gotten that one a lot. Like, most of the time if I go to a car meet, I'm just, like, stuck by my car. Because, like, I try to walk up to a car and guys are just, like, off talking to guys. Like, nobody wants to talk to the female that, you know, wants to hear about your car. So I wind up just, like, standing by myself, by my own car, and then it just goes back to that little, like, well, your car's not worthy of being here, because nobody stops to look at my car. It's a Ford Focus, for crying out loud. Like, there's nothing super special about it right now. I haven't lowered it, I never threw new rims on it, I never did anything to it. So, like, that's my other hard obstacle, is, like, making friends that, you know, understand me being who I am and how much I love cars. Like, when I look at people and say, yeah, I'm drifting this year as a female, they look at me and they're like, well, why? Like, are you even capable of doing that? Like, yes, I am. Like, I am starting this year. I've been into cars for years. I've been going to drift events for 2 years, just riding passenger and making friends. Like, this year is gonna be my year to drift. Like, I'm not incapable just because I'm a female. I'm really not, I promise. So, like, making friends is so difficult, and then the friends I do have are the people that I have met at, like, drift events. And they're the ones that are super supportive. But car meets are, like, a whole other beast. Like, people are like, oh yeah, it's such a great social event, and you can meet all these people that have the same interests as you, and it's like, no, you can't. Like, people at car meets have their little cliques that they stick in, and they're so weird about letting new people in. I mean, I've made a couple friends from car meets. I think I have maybe 3 people from car meets that I actually talk to on a semi-regular basis. The sad part is the people at the drift events that are from other states, and I've seen a heck of a lot less, we talk more than the people that I have talked to at car meets. I don't want to, like, get away from the subject, but if you want to meet the best car people you can, go to the events that you're thinking of. Go to a drift event. If you're a woman that is interested in drifting, go to a drift event. The people at drift events are like an actual family. Don't go to a car meet. Car meets are just like, you know, who's got the best fucking car? It's that kind of shit. Like, drift events aren't like that. Everybody's there to have a good freaking time. And I've made some of the best friends at drift events that I've ever had. I mean, meanwhile, most of them are guys, because that's just me. But this community that Alexis and Faye are starting with the female drifters, you know, that's so cool. Because I don't have that many female friends. I have had issues getting along with females for almost my entire life. I think I've had a total of, like, 2 real female best friends, and they both stabbed me in the back. Like, I have 0 female best friends right now. And Alexis and Faye, I don't mean that offensively towards you. I'm just stating a fact, you know. I haven't really talked to you guys in person that much, but I'm hoping to change that this year because you guys seem like awesome people. Sadly, I am missing the Texas event for womanandmachine, which I'm super sad about. With work, I just can't hack it right now. But those were my biggest obstacles. Like, I haven't had a ton, but most of them have been, like, other people based, like making friends, and men just not thinking I'm capable. And I hate to say that that's like really all the obstacles I've hit, but I've been very private with my car interest and mechanical interest for a majority of my interest, actually. Only the past, like, year or two have I really came out about it and talked to people like, hey, I am so interested in cars. Like, I want to learn how to drift. I want to know all of this stuff. And a lot of people are just giving me weird looks for it. And they're like, well, why all of a sudden? Or why weren't you interested when you were younger? And, I started off with Hot Wheels and video games. I mean, that's somewhat of an interest. It's just not the mechanical interest that somehow I have grown to have. And it's not the end of the world. Like, I'm not incapable of doing it just because it's something I've wanted to do for, like, maybe the past 3 years. I don't know. My obstacles have been, a lot smaller than some people's, but they're my obstacles, and they still irritate me. Like, I'm so sick of guys looking at me like I can't do something. I'm so sick of that. So I hope you guys have figured out how to get over your obstacles. I hope you guys haven't had too many obstacles either. But that is my response to the Woman and Machine Challenge number 2, and I can't wait for the next one. See you guys in the next video. Bye.